Hello everyone and welcome back to Hachinan Culture Japan. I'm Hayachi coming to you from Japan. Today I'd like to talk about Japanese school lunches or kyushoku as we call them in Japan. Those are the lunches I ate when I was in elementary school and junior high school. I went to school around 1990, so my memories come from that time. The menu may have changed over the years, but I think the overall system is still pretty much the same today. Back then, we had school lunch every weekday from Monday through Friday. First, let me explain where the lunches come from. They are usually prepared at a school lunch center. This is a system where meals for all the elementary and junior high school in a particular area are cooked in one location and then delivered to each school. Many schools across Japan use this system. Some schools have their own kitchens and cook the meals on campus, but that's relatively rare. If I remember correctly, the lunches usually arrived at school sometime between 10 and 11 in the morning. The food would then be stored in the school's lunchroom until lunchtime. When lunchtime came, usually a little after noon, the students on lunch duty, called kyushoku in Japanese, would go to the lunchroom to pick up the food for their class. They would carry everything back to the classroom, and then the student on lunch duty would serve the meals to everyone. The other students would line up with their trays, receive their lunch, and return to their seats. The teacher's meal was served too, and once everyone had their food, the student in charge for the day would lead the class in the saying "itadakimasu." Then the whole class would shout "itadakimasu" in a loud voice, and that's when lunch officially began. A few students were assigned to lunch duty each week, and the responsibility rotated from group to group. While serving the food, they were required to wear an apron, mask, and a cap. Even first graders, with some help from their teachers, served the meals themselves. After finishing their lunch, each student was responsible for returning their own dishes to the collection baskets. Once everyone had finished eating and returned their dishes, the student on lunch duty would take everything back to the lunchroom. Most schools in Japan basically use this system. That's why sooner or later, everyone becomes a kyushoku. Now, let me tell you about a classic kyushoku experience that almost everyone has either witnessed or heard about. And for some reason, it usually happens on curry day. To be fair, those curry pots were incredibly heavy. Usually two students carried the pot together, but sometimes someone would miss a step on the stair or simply lose their grip. And then disaster strikes, curry everywhere. When that happened, it felt like the end of the world. First of all, cleaning up spilled curry is a nightmare. Honestly, even professionals might struggle to clean up that mess. Fortunately, the entire pot usually didn't spill, but a significant amount was often lost. Then came the difficult question: do we divide the remaining curry among everyone, or do we go next door and humbly ask another class to share theirs? But the hardest part wasn't the cleanup, it was the looks from your classmates. Curry was one of the most popular items on the school lunches menu. I'm sure there were kids who felt like they had survived the entire school day just to eat that curry. If I ever witness a curry disaster again, I'd like to be the kind of guy who can smile and say, "Don't worry, there'll be career again someday." That's it for today. I'd love to hear your school lunch memories or your favorite lunch menu, so be sure to leave a comment below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode of Hachinana Culture Japan.
If the curry hit the floor. even 고구앤드 베지터 오드 고 슈퍼 사이언 5